Hi and welcome back. So now we are going towards creating a project using Selenium. So let me just give you the overview of the project and then we will get started with the coding side. So if we go for the browser and just type deeplearning.com, hit enter, it will take us to this website. So this is a simple translation website where you can just put a text here, hi, how are you? And you get its translation over here in the prescribed language. So if we go for translating this to German, it gives us this thing. So for using this website, there are some APIs available, but actually they cost you. So for the alternate, what we will do, we will create a file with our input text, and then we will use Selenium to automate this complete process and ask Selenium to take data from that file, come to this website, put the data over here, and then get the translation back to our local machine. So this is the overview of the project which we will be doing in the next videos. So see you in the next video. Hi and welcome back. So in the previous video, I introduced you with the project and gave you the overview. In this video, we are getting started for writing the script. So if we go for the browser, here you can see that in the bottom, we are getting this cookie pop-up with a close button. So one thing I want to highlight over here is that whenever you are writing Selenium script and you are getting some sort of pop-ups, so try to close that first and then start working with your Selenium, because it will make Selenium work easy, and the website will not make any distortion for the Selenium script, because there is a possibility that this pop-up is getting rendered on the top and all these elements are behind, so the Selenium script will not be able to access them. So always make it a habit that whenever you are running a Selenium script, just try to make sure that you are closing the pop-ups. So if for closing the pop-up, let's just inspect this and Control F. Now this is the class from which we can uniquely identify this closeup. Perfect. So let's just copy this URL, go for the IDE and place this over here. Now what it will do, it will just simply open this website for us in the browser, and then we can directly refer to this by driver.findElement by CSS selector, provide this button, and it will eventually refer to this close button, and then we just simply click it. So let's just go for driver.findElement by CSS selector. The reason why we are again using element instead of elements is because we just want the reference of this single button. We do not want to get the elements of list. We just want to get the single button reference. So over here, let's just specify the CSS selector, and then I want to click on it. Now if we give it a go, what it will do, it will open this website, and then it will just simply look for the button with the close and then click on it to close the pop-up. Now if we give it a go, python main.py, hit enter. So the website is being rendered, and as soon as the pop-up is opened, the Selenium script just simply close that. So I want to highlight this thing, that if you are again using some Selenium script for crawling a website or for automating a website, just try to make sure that as soon as you identify a pop-up, just close that first, because it will not then affect the working of your script. So in this video, we just get started working with the script, and we just close the pop-up button. In the next video, we will try to see that how we can change the language. Hi and welcome back. So now in this video, we will see that how we can change the translation language. So if we go for the browser, so here you can see that we are getting this language, which we can click on it and then we can select any language of our choice. Now let's just hard refresh to see that what are the actual language we are getting here. So it's Polish over here. And then if we just open it in the Selenium, because this website is actually maintaining the cookies, and in the previous videos as I changed that to Polish, it actually saved that configuration and it is now re-providing me with the same one. Now if I open this thing, so see by default the language of this website is translate into English US. Now what we will do, we will try to replace this English US to, let's say, Russian, anything, any, we can change it to any language, but let's just do for Russian. So for that, what we have to do, the first thing, we have to click on this from the script and then we have to click on this from the script. So if we go for right click, inspect that over here. So we can uniquely, if we just close this over here and hover over this. So see, this is a div which actually provide us this drop down. If we search in the CSS selector, so both of these two are actually provided by the same CSS selector. So what we can do, we can just put some top parent over here. Let's just put this thing. And again, you can come up with any CSS selector. It doesn't matter that if I'm doing this, you have to do it same way. You can come up with any of your CSS selector. So if I hit enter, it is taking me to this drop down. Now let's just take this CSS selection, paste it here, and let's just copy this, paste it here, and let's just put the CSS selector inside this. Now what it will do, the first thing, it will load the website, and as soon as the website is loaded, it will just close the cookie button and then it will click on this drop down. So now if we give it a go, so it closes the drop down, it closes the pop up, and then it clicks on this and opens the drop down. Perfect. Now next thing, we have to, what we have to do, we have to look for the required language. Let's say going for the Russian, we just inspect that. And here you can see that this is the attribute DL test, which is actually providing the value for the Russian, which is translator language option RU. RU is the symbol for Russia. So if we just copy this thing and paste this here, so this CSS selector can actually uniquely identify this Russian. So let's just cut this out and go for the IDE. Let's just place this here, copy this out and replace the CSS selector. Now what it will do, the first CSS selector, this one will actually close the cookie pop-up. This one will just simply give a drop down, a click, and it will provide us with the list of available languages. And from this, we are just clicking on the Russian language. So now if we give it a go by Python main.py. So if you want to go for any other language, you can just look for its CSS selector from here and then refer to that. So it is actually, it redirected us to the website, and you will notice that the pop-up or at the bottom will be closed. Then it will click on here, click on Russian, and we are getting the Russian language here. If we just add a time.sleep over here just to make it clear for you, so that you can actually observe working that properly. Let me add a 3-second time. So it will just wait for 3 seconds before proceeding. So now if we give it a go, Now it will just close the button, wait for 3 seconds, click on the drop down, wait for 3 seconds, click on the language, and then just halt the code. So Russian, perfect. So we actually didn't get to see this close because as soon as that popped up, the Selenium just closed it. But over here, we are seeing the Russian language is being selected. So in this video, we just configured our desired language for the translation. In the next video, we will try to populate some text over here and try to get the conversion. Hi and welcome back. So in the previous video, we tried selecting the language of our translation. In this video, we will try to put some text in the input field. So if we go for the browser, let's just inspect that. And here you can see that this is the text area which we are seeing over here. And this is the class, I guess, which can uniquely identify that. Let's just test it. Okay. So let's just provide it with some sort of, okay. And if we go further up, and let's just go for this one. Okay, so right now we are actually unable to detect this uniquely. Now what we can do over here is, although we can go for writing a CSS selector that will actually provide us with the relevant tag, but one thing to notice over here is if we directly refer to this text area, let's just copy this class. So the the text area is actually the first element. So if we just directly go for driver.find element and then by CSS selector, it will provide us with the first element. And this is exactly the first element in which we want to populate the data. So we can rely on this as well. So let's just take this from here, paste this here, and let's just copy this and paste this here as well. Okay, so the reason why I am using sleep over here is just to show you, just to make it easy for you to see that how the Selenium is actually controlling the browser. So let's just put this over here, and I do not want to click that. I just want to get the reference to that reference to that tag. Then what I want, as we did while sending username and password, we just go for the input text area. We just go for the text area tag and then go dot send underscore keys and provided the text. So here if we go for send underscore keys and let's just provide hello, how are you? And now if we give it a go, so what will happen again? First, it will open the browser, then it will redirect us to this website. Then after waiting for 3 seconds, it will just close the bottom, this one, and then click on this and then click on Russian language and then get the reference of this input field and paste the text over here. And as soon as we paste the text over here, after waiting for around 4 to 5 seconds, we are getting the translation. Perfect. So in this video, we actually tried to put our data in the input field of this translation website. And in the next video, we will try to get out this translation on our local machine. Hi and welcome back. So in the previous video, we tried putting the data in the text area of the website. In this video, we will try to download the translated text. So if we go for the browser again, let's just put some text here like, how are you? And then wait for a couple of seconds for the translation. And over here, you can go for downloading this. So save as text file. If I click on it, it will just simply download the file. And I can see that in the downloads that over here, I am getting the file. And now what we will do, we will try to replicate the same from our Selenium script. Now let's just refer to this download button, inspect that. So this is the download button, and to uniquely identify, let's just go for this class first. And then from class, we can go for button, and it will take us to this button, and hopefully when we will click it, it will make the download. Let's just take this, go for the IDE, paste it here. Now let's just copy this and let's just put this over here. Now one thing to notice over here, that while when I just entered a text, it actually take it couple of seconds for doing the translation. So if I go for hello there, so notice it is taking it some time for doing the translation. So here putting the time dot sleep is actually the requirement, because what will happen if we just suddenly put the text here and then click the download button, it will start downloading the empty file. So to avoid them, we have to put a sleep of, let's say, 5 or 6 seconds over here, so that after getting the text in the text field, it the browser, the website actually gets some time for the translation, and then when it gets the data in this file, in this text area, we just download the file. So let's just put a sleep of 5 seconds and then click the download. So hello, how are you? Perfect. Now if we give it a go, let me just download this from the, delete this from the download. And over here, now if we go for python main.py, so the website is being opened, the close has been clicked, then the language, drop down the language selection, then the text has been placed over here, and then it is waiting for 5 seconds for the completion of the translation, and then it will click this download button and we are getting the file. So if we show in folders, over here we are getting this text file. Perfect. Now what we can do further with it, let's just create a file and put some text in that file, and then we will try to read some text from that file and provide it here, and then get the translation, and let's download the translation file. So we will do that in the next video, and see you there. Hi and welcome back. So in this video, we will try to read text from the file instead of just stuffing some random text. We will read a text from the file, and then we will send that text to the website using Selenium, translate that and download the translation to our local machine. So if we go for the IDE, over here, let's just create a text file, new simple file. Let's just name it input.txt, hit enter. Now let's just add something over here, that happy data scraping. Hope this helps you. Now, the text could be anything. You can go on and on, let's say a paragraph or a complete page. You can put any text over here. Now, what we will do inside this main, we will read text from this file and print that first. And then after getting the text successfully, we will put the text over here inside of this string. So let's just comment this out, and over here with open input.txt, and I want to read that file. So if we go for f.read, and let's just print this, run it. So we are getting this thing. Let's just save it in a variable and let's just strip it just to eliminate the extra white spaces from the end. Now, if we give it a go, so we are getting the text again. Now, what we will do, we will just simply take this statement, uncomment this out, and let's just paste it over here at the top. Now we have our text populated, and over here, instead of sending hello, how are you, let's just send this text and then wait for 5 seconds for the translation and then click on the download button. So now if we give it a go, python main.py, our downloads is empty. So the first thing, it is redirecting us to the website, then waiting for the close button, uh, close that, then drop down for the language translation, then selecting the Russian, and then populating this input field with the actual file text. Wait for the 5 seconds for getting the translation and then click on the download button, getting the download file. If we show in folders over here, just click on it. We are getting the translation. So this is pretty much it from this project and also from this series. I hope that you learned a lot, and if you still stuck at something or you're not getting anything, confused at any point, feel free to approach us in the question answer section and we will try to get back to you as soon as possible. And we wish you a really happy venture with the data scraping.